Hey folks, today we are going to smoke a turkey. We are using what is called an Orion Cooker. It's a specialty little smoking device. I got this one, actually not this one, I got one for Christmas years ago. I was very, very skeptical of it, and it works really, really well. So I videoed this on Thanksgiving Day and throw it in the cooler to take it to my in-laws' house for Thanksgiving dinner, and that's worked really, really well. So first, 2 days before, I like to start a brine. I use a very simple brine, salt and brown sugar. So if I had to measure, which I never will, I would say about 2 cups of salt, and you can use just the regular salt's fine. It's all going to get mixed up, so no reason to use more expensive kosher salt. And about 2 cups of brown sugar. So here we go. We're going to put our bird directly into this tub. I got this tub at a dollar store. I don't remember. It was just a couple of bucks. In a perfect world, I'd be using a food grade bucket, but I'm not overly concerned because I'm not going to be storing food in this long term. Now I can hear my mother now fussing at me that I'm supposed to wash my bird in the sink before I do anything with it. Well, those CDC guidelines have changed. The common wash your bird in the sink is no longer recommended for the reason why you get salmonella juice just splattered all over your kitchen if you're washing it. If there is any salmonella in this bird, and there's always that possibility, it's going to cook out anyway. So right there, I'm pulling out the bag of gizzards or something. And then that's the neck. That's just really gross. I don't know why they cut the organs out and then stick them back in the bird. I've always found that absolutely disgusting. So anyway, get the bag out. Be very careful. After you've done this, wash your hands, and we're going to sanitize our entire kitchen after we do this. Now, off camera, I filled this bucket up with hot water. The reason I use hot water is so that the salt and the sugars dissolve in the water. If you use cold, it probably would, but probably not as well. And at this point, I'm wishing that I still had some rolls of aluminum foil as opposed to just these sheets. Either way, we're going to put this in the refrigerator and just cover it up so we don't want to splash chicken juice all over the fridge and contaminate everything else. So use saran wrap, foil, whatever you got. Just cover it up and be sanitary. So go ahead and take that, put it in the fridge, and now we get to sanitize everything. I'm just listening. I'm hearing my mother yelling at me now. Mom the nurse, something about bragging about how she took microbiology, blah, 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 blah. It's got bleach in it, Mom. It's killing everything. Get over it. But in all seriousness, please sanitize your kitchen. Salmonella is always, always, always a threat when you're working with any type of poultry, chicken, ducks, turkeys, whatever. So make sure you do spray down everything with a bleach or some other sanitation. I don't know. I use bleach mixed in with just that Clorox spray. Works, kills everything. So after 2 days, the day of the smoking, in this case Thanksgiving Day, go ahead and uncover your bird. I don't know why there's always condensation. Oh, and I didn't mention, be sure that when you're brining this, brine it with the turkey breast down. It tends to float a little bit, and if the turkey breast is completely submerged in the brine, it's going to be just better for it. So using my shears to cut off that little plastic thing that holds the legs together when you buy the bird. And this big stand, it comes with the Orion Cooker. I'm going to put an Amazon link to it in the description. I was skeptical at first, but they work really, really, really well. So there's two sizes. I originally started with the large one, and I used it so much I kind of burnt it out after I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. And when I replaced it, I didn't realize they had a smaller version. I would recommend getting the bigger version. It cooks a little bit more evenly, and you can fit 2 Boston butts on it pretty easily. I think it's worth the extra few bucks than the small one. So now we got our little bird on the rack. Now we're going to season this, not season it, but put some spice on it for my favorite spice, which is Paul Prudhomme's Poultry Magic. You can find this pretty much any grocery store. It's sometimes sold in a tall, skinny, rectangular box. Paul Prudhomme's got a series of spices, but the Poultry Magic is what I'm using. It's exceptional. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm just thinking out loud, maybe the Zatarain's blackening seasoning that we've used so much would be good here as well. So here's what you need. I sped this video up just a little bit. We want to put our wood chips in the very bottom of the smoker. This is a little bit different than regular smoking in that what I just put back in is a drip catch. Now the way this thing works is you put your charcoal on the outside container and some coals on the top. It's been described as similar to a Dutch oven, and I guess with the heat transfer it kind of is. Now I'm going to put a rack down in into the container. Seems like I had to take that back out and put it a little bit further down because the lid didn't fit. But anyway, works by heating up the cylinder, and yeah, it's not going to fit. And the smoke never touches the fire, so there's no chance of flare-ups. And it cooks very, very, very evenly. We're only going to smoke this turkey for about 2 hours, and there we go. I have to put the rack down on the lower setting so the bird fits in. Yet I cannot say enough good things about this cooking system. It's super, super easy. So I hope you guys will try this if you're inclined to. So let's add some lighter fluid. How much you add, I guess depends on how much fire you like. I know the instructions say like 1 cup or whatever, but no man is going to add just 1 cup. We're just going to squeeze that bottle till we get tired of squeezing because, well, frankly, we like to watch it flare up. And for all the purists out there, it's going to burn off before it starts smoking the meat. So I'm not worried about getting the flavor of the lighter fluid. So go ahead and light your charcoals. I typically just light it in 2 or 3 places. It will eventually burn around, so be patient with it. You're going to be smoking this for about 2 hours, so don't worry if it's not all lit at one time. If anything, it's just kind of fun to watch this burn. So again, if you haven't tried one of these, I highly recommend them. This is after about 2 hours. After about an hour, you want to replenish some coals. Or if you're just going to do something for 2 hours, you should have enough. But if you're going to do like a Boston butt, you definitely have to add some coals down about every hour, hour and a half or so. So this is what it looks like after 2 hours. You can test it. It's going to be at about 210 degrees, 212, something like that. It's far beyond cooked. 165 degrees is cooked. So I say 2 hours, but that is very much a personal preference. I'll look for the leg meat to be pulled back off the bone. So now we're going to take it out. And this should be a commercial for the Cabela coolers. Bought this one at Bass Pro Shop. It was kind of expensive, but it works extremely well. So I brought this to my in-laws' house for Thanksgiving. Dinner wasn't ready when we had scheduled it, so it ended up staying in the cooler for, God, probably 3 hours, maybe. And when we opened it up, steam still came out. So great cooler, kind of expensive, but hope you get one if you're going to do this kind of stuff. And hope you guys try this recipe.